Yo everybody! Hope you're having a fantastic day or evening, whatever the case may be. We are going to be doing a monthly update this video where we're covering the art from December to January. Because this is covering 2 months, this may be a little bit longer than usual, but one was more active than the other, so it shouldn't be too long, but it will be a little long. So please stick around to see what art was created. Let's go ahead and get started with the camera. We haven't done this in a while, so I'm excited. So basically, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the first piece that we made in December, which was the Pokemon team. So the whole reason I started the Pokemon team was back in February of 2018, and the reason why I started making it is because of a monthly challenge that was delivered to me by a newsletter by Riftwing, aka Brass Knuckles. So basically, she issues out a monthly challenge every month of 2018, and she's making a newsletter for 2019 as well. In fact, she's already sent out February's monthly challenge, which I'll have to check on in a little bit, but if you're interested in her newsletter, go and check her out. She's really cool. So because she issued the challenge, what would be your Pokemon team in February of 2018, I started making my Pokemon team. You had to do 6 Pokemon, and I believe she said no legendaries, but that she might have not. But I went ahead and did no legendaries just to be fair and kind of realistic, you know? It started out with my favorite Pokemon, Phantom. He is adorable. I know he's not one of the older gens, he's one of the newer gens. Well, at this point he's not that much newer, but you get what I mean. He's my favorite Pokemon ever, and if you guys ever are quizzed on what's Pick Fairy's favorite Pokemon, it's Phantom. Phantom is my favorite because he is also grass, which is, just so you know, if I was Pokemon Gym Leader, I'd be grass. But this isn't the Pokemon Gym Leader, this is Pokemon Trainer, which, by the way, I am not a complete trainer in this case, I am also a coordinator, where I compete in pageants and stuff. That's why I'm wearing a cute little dress. But enough about that, let's talk about the Pokemon in general. So I came up with the backstory of each of the Pokemon, and we'll start off with left to right. The first Pokemon that's on the left is Bayleaf. Now, when I was making Bayleaf, I kind of thought of the Charizard Pokemon for Ash back in the day, whenever Charizard was like really picky, didn't listen to him, but then became more loyal as time went on. So I went ahead and came up with that same backstory for Bayleaf, where she was like very stubborn at first, but as time went on she became loyal and even saved my life in the Pokemon world. I was falling off a cliff and she dived in to save me and caught me on against her back. So that's how her and Bayleaf really bonded and became a duo. Next Pokemon is Butterfree. Now, Butterfree was one of the last Pokemon I added to the Pokemon team because I wanted to have a flying type in the team, and she is also a bug type. And the backstory for her is that she was a lowly Butterfree that was lost from her pack, kind of like the one for Ash, but not as much so. And we bonded because she just joined our little family. Next Pokemon is my used to be favorite Pokemon, which is Rosella. I could never pronounce her name. But she used to be my favorite Pokemon, and her backstory is that whenever we were out in the Pokemon world, she was caught stealing our food. And we went ahead and pursued her because she stole our food, and then she was confronted with some bigger Pokemon that was more powerful than her, and she was in a tough place, and we went ahead and saved her from those bigger Pokemon. And because we saved her, she kind of felt like she owed us a debt and joined the team. But she's still mischievous, so you gotta watch out for her. And then the next Pokemon, as mentioned as my favorite Pokemon, is Phantom. We found Phantom in the wilderness, and he was very, very hungry. And I'm saying we as in the whole team at the time, once I fed him, he was absolutely fascinated by the food I gave him, and he wanted more of the food, so I would give him just a little bit more at first, just so he didn't consume my entire inventory of food. And he became very like a dog to its owner. He became very not really loyal, but more like puppy love. Like I said, a dog to its owner. And then the next Pokemon is Squirtle. Squirtle is my beginner type Pokemon that I started out with in my mind. And he is a awesome Squirtle, but he's a little nearsighted. So he wears glasses. He wears pink glasses. It's kind of hard to see right here, but he wears glasses. And he also is a fan of different unique Pokemon food. I kind of made it to where he's drinking out of a boba tea, aka bubble tea, little glass, but let's just pretend that it's not real Bubba, it's Pokemon candy type Bubba. So he's into unique food, and he's a bit picky when it comes to food because of that. But he's a great type. He's a good type to like befriend and go along with. And then my last Pokemon of the team is Meditite, I think it's pronounced. She is the fighter. Boom, 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 boom. She is also into cute and frilly stuff, even though she's a fighter. So whenever my trainer / coordinator met her, she was very she kind of hid the fact that she was into frilly stuff, but once she saw me wearing a ribbon, she liked it so much that I put the ribbon on her, and she was absolutely adored with it, and so she kept the ribbon. And yeah, those are all the backstories. I know I don't have to come up with backstories for us meeting, or me meeting all the Pokemon, but I just did. So you might be wondering what kind of trainer I am. As previously mentioned, I am a coordinator instead of a regular trainer, which I believe is the type anyways it's called, where the Pokemon trainer, instead of competing in battles, they compete in pageants. So that's why my outfit is kind of, well, more fancy and more cutesy than the regular Pokemon trainer. Personally, I put a lot of thought into the dress and tried to make it based off the Pokeball, as you can see by the little heart right there. And yeah. So that is Pokemon Team, you guys. Sorry I took so much time on that piece. Let's go ahead and start with the next piece that was made in December. And that was Weeping Rose. So this piece was actually a concept that I had back in the day, which let me go ahead and show you real quick. So in 2013, I came up with the concept of a woman with roses for eyes, and she is crying rose petals. And whenever I wanted to remake it in 2017, I gave it more detail, but I wasn't really satisfied with how I did the lips, and I really liked how I did the eyes and such, but it wasn't something I was completely satisfied with, but I finished it anyways. So when 2018 rolled around and it was towards the end of the year, I was like, you know what, we should finish it and redo it for this year. So I went ahead and made it again. As you can see, I did a few changes to the original concept. Instead of the flowers blooming to where it's out of side her eye sockets, this time it's peeking out of her eye sockets instead. To me, to me it was more of a idea that I had in the first place, to where it's conveying the emotion of sadness and not really the emotion of blossoming, which to others was a little creepy at first, but to me, I really liked it. I also added hair. Originally, I was gonna make the hair green for the leaf-like bangs that she had, but I went ahead and made it brown. Alright, so that's that piece. The next piece after that is some more Pokemon. Let's go ahead and look at it. So this is Pokemon Fusion / Pokemon Mashup. This was a thing that I went ahead and did thanks to Artist Grimm, aka Kira. Kira wanted to do a dual stream challenge where we combine 5 Pokemon with each other, and we would do it to where like the first Pokemon of each of our lists would be combined, the second Pokemon, etc, etc. So this is the few pieces. To be honest, it was a little bit of a challenge creatively, but it was a welcome challenge, you know? Just so, let me go ahead and tell you what each of these combinations are. The first one, well, going left to right, is what we call Blissey, which is a combination of Ponyta and Blissita, the one with the egg on the chest. So for mine, I kinda did like a fiery tail and winged mane and wings on the legs, and the egg is still on the chest. The next Pokemon is Oddish with Staryu, which we called Stardish. This one I really had fun with, but it looks more like a papaya fruit from Kingdom Hearts than it does an Oddish, but it looks really cute, so I'm really happy with it. Next is 2 legendaries, which was Celebi and Suicune, I think it's pronounced, which we named Subi. This was really fun to do as legendaries, and Celebi is like one of my favorite legendaries for obvious reasons, but it was pretty cool. I combined the feet and the heads to where it still has the headpiece from one of them, and has the ribbons from one of them, you know, that kind of thing. The next Pokemon is Ditto with Sableye, I think it's pronounced, which we named Diadeye. He has jewels for eyes, and he has the jewel heart, but he also has the Ditto body, but instead of it being the light purple, it's more of a dark purple, which suited the other Pokemon. Last but not least is the Vulpix with Dusclops, which we named Duspix. This one was the first one that we started off with, and it's super cute. I love it. And the live streams from this Pokemon mashup is going to be published on my main channel, Pigfairy's channel, and it is being uploaded now. So the first part is out on yesterday, I think, and then the other two parts will be released Tuesday and this Saturday, because on that channel I try to post every Tuesday and Saturday. So if you want to see the process, there you go. Shout out to Kira/ArtistGrim for this awesome mashup. Alright, so the next piece, which is the last piece, well, not the very last piece, but one of the last pieces for December, is the AJ stocking. So if you've been with me for a little bit on DeviantArt, you would know that a long time ago, I think in a few years ago, hasn't been too long, but it seems that long anyways, I made a stocking commission where you could make your own custom stocking, and it started out with the main 6. I wasn't able to do all the main 6, only a few ponies, but for this one I went ahead and did Applejack. So with Applejack's design, I already had something that I went ahead and did, but in this case I remodeled it. I went ahead and did more to the teddy bear. I did more detail behind her hair, and really it's just a piece I'm really satisfied with. I'm hoping to do more stockings this year for 2019 and make it really something of a series where there is more interest, because to me, I did it towards the end of December, so there wasn't much of an impact on it, and I made a commission sheet about the stocking where you can make your own, where you can commission your own stocking, but it wasn't really that popular, and I think that's because I waited till the end of December to do it. Oh well. You learn some, you leave some. Or you leave some, you learn some. Alright, so the next piece is the last piece of December, where we did a tavern scene. So this was a commission from a very generous person who wanted to commission their character, which was just a regular character shot, full body. But because they were so generous, I went ahead and included a background. Unfortunately, well, it's not really unfortunate, but subsequently they wanted to have their commission private. But because I worked so hard in the background, I wanted to see if, hey, can I just upload the background? And they were okay with that. So this is the piece without their character, because they wanted the character to be secret, to be hidden. So I went ahead and just did the background. So as you can see, I experimented with the lighting a lot. I tried to make it a tavern/inn kind of thing. So the table is admittedly not realistic because it looks really curved, but it's something that I'm really excited about because I don't have much practice when it comes to backgrounds. Hopefully I pulled up this perspective okay. Alright, so the next piece is, I believe, the first piece of January, which is another Pokemon piece. Ba-da-bum! So this was an advertisement that I made for our next dual stream between myself and Artist Grim, aka Kira. So we wanted to do, well, she suggested really that instead of a Pokemon Fusion / Pokemon Mashup, we do Pokemon Type Switcheroo, where we change the Pokemon type. So the first one that we went ahead and did was these two, which was this Pokemon at the bottom. I think his name's Vinorat, Vino something. Sorry, I don't memorize Pokemon. I'm sure there's a lot of people mad at me for that, but please don't be mad. And basically, instead of the bug type and poison type, he is flying and fairy type. So the left is mine, the right is hers, and I wanted to advertise that we were going to do another Pokemon type switcheroo the next day, so this was the advertisement. And for that Pokemon switcheroo, we did Eevee as bug type. So this one is mine Pokemon switcheroo, where I did, again, Eevee as bug type. So if she was bug, I pictured her with extra legs, kind of like a multiple leg kind of bug, you know, that just flutters around. And I gave her ladybug wings, and then tiny little whiskers that you can barely notice. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of time. I had a lot of fun time making this piece, and I hope we can do more Pokemon type switcheroos in the near future. Alright, so we're down to the last piece that was made in January, which was Dark's Headshot. So this is a redemption from basically the fairy jar. So this is something I started in the stream, where you can put your name in this jar here. You can put your name by redeeming marshmallows, which you earn during the live streams, and your name is put into the jar like so. Let me go ahead and pull out one of the names. So these names have little wings at the end, as you can see, little wings, and sometimes they're not all even, but anyways, like I said, you can redeem the prize by having your name drawn, and depending on the piece of the live stream at the time was what kind of prize you'd win. For example, something I'm going to show during the February monthly update, I was playing Duck Game, and the commission prize was a duck character. So you'll see that in the February monthly update. But this was a headshot, and this headshot was a pony headshot, because at the time I was working on a pony piece. It's really cute and adorable, as you can see, because I made it really fluffy. This is a character by Dark. For those of you who don't know, Dark is a good friend of mine, and he won the prize, and I wanted to make him super cute, so I did little stars in the eyes, I did fluff in the ear and fluff on the neck, and I tried to make his hair look like it's fluffing up, because whenever he gets really excited he fluffs up. Kind of like someone else I know, but more of their own style. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this monthly update. I had a lot of fun reviewing all the art made from both months. And thank you for watching. Peace.